In the hamlet that surrounds Highmount Castle, there is a small tavern that also serves part-time as a brothel. For some time, Glennshire has been taking a cut of their profits, and it's been a couple weeks, and he hasn't gotten his percentage, so you'll be going to see what all that's about.
Can everyone see those horrors on the game table? Just surrounding Glennshire.
Surrounded by the whores. Well, Tom, it's been a couple weeks since I've got my cut from the brothel. It's long overdue that I go and collect my cut. After all, we are financing them.
Well, I got your back.
I should be able to deal with this with words. However, there might be something else going on here as to why they haven't been paying me. Quite frankly, they've never missed a payment like this before.
Journeying down towards the town, it's a short ride from the castles to the town, and you come upon the tavern. You know, a few people sitting here and there, drinking. It does not seem to be overly busy.
Is the bartender here, is he the manager? Like, who's the person that runs this place?
Behind the table is Barth. He's the pimp/owner. He's the proprietor of this establishment, aptly called Barth's. Barth Sweetloaf.
I don't know why, but I'm just picturing like a giant dump. This guy. Sweetloaf.
So yeah, Tom Stone, I guess, is can't be too mysterious here. People probably recognize him, so I guess I just kind of walk over to the bar and I'll order a drink.
And I'll follow you up.
Well, he instantly recognizes both of you. He knows that Tom is from the castle, and he certainly knows who Glennshire is. And he immediately sort of gets nervous when he sees you arrive.
Your finest whiskey, Barth.
Of course, sir. He pours you each a drink, slides it over to you, and insists it's compliments of the house.
I will drink it very quickly and then slam the cup on the table and slide it back towards him.
He instantly refills it.
I do the same.
He pours you both drinks and nervously stammers, I suppose I know why you're here, gentlemen.
Well, I see you haven't forgotten your manners, Barth, and you know who's in charge around here, truly. However, where's my money?
I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to, just that, well, I've become short of girls.
Short of girls? I'll take a look around. How many girls are here?
The whorehouses are kept in the back. There's no girls visible on the floor, but you do know that there is a back area where they're normally kept.
What's the procedure at this whorehouse? Is it just kind of going straight to the back to the girls, or you're supposed to ask the bartender for the girls? Like when I fuck people here, like where do I just walk straight in back, but I know the way anyway?
Generally, the procedure is to approach Barth, mention that you're here for a girl, and he'll allow you to pass into the back.
All right, I just leave Glennshire to keep talking, and I just walk to the back.
Okay. He notices you go, but doesn't stop you.
So, Barth, what seems to be the problem? There's a shortage of women? How many do you have on staff right now?
At the moment, sir, there's none.
There's none?
They've all abandoned me. Presumably to become camp followers or the like, and girls, who knows what they want.
You let the whores leave the whorehouse? What kind of proprietor are you?
I know, sir. I'm so sorry. I had an arrangement to acquire more, but the sellsword that was accompanying them, you see, he unexpectedly increased his prices. He is, in effect, ransoming these girls to me.
Really? The sellsword, you say? Where is he?
Well, I'm the only inn in town, and he sure as hell isn't here.
While I'm back here and it doesn't seem like anyone's here, I just did awareness. Do I just kind of see anything checking the rooms? Is that out of the ordinary, like bloodstains or anything disheveled, or it just seems like empty?
It seems empty. You don't notice anything amiss. The rooms appear to have not been used for a few days at the most. There is like a light layer of dust, but nothing suspicious.
All right, I kind of walk back in and I reach over the counter and just take one of the flasks of booze. Not a tit in sight.
They snuck out in the night, I'm afraid. I was sleeping, sir.
I'll stand from the stool that I am currently sitting on, as laboriously as it takes me. Very well, then. One more whiskey for the road. Tom, shall we find this sellsword?
I nod and take a sip of the Dornish strong wine that I stole.
Suddenly, without warning, the man in the corner pipes up. He says, I suppose you boys will be needing some help.
I'll turn around and look at the man.
Does he seem tough? Like, what help does he look like he would be?
He's got a serious-looking scar on his neck, presumably from where a sword just narrowly missed slicing his throat. He's grizzled, athletic, but clearly a man into his 50s.
I'll kind of waddle over to the table and put a hand down on the table to brace my weight and kind of hold myself up a little bit.
I'll just kind of wander around standing up.
I am looking for a sellsword, and you yourself have the air about you of a sellsword, and I'm thinking that sellswords don't come to this town without being aware of one another. Have you heard of anybody else coming through here, perhaps to be ransoming women to my establishment?
None that I've been working with. I've been here a couple nights, escorted some farmers up from River Run. They paid my contract, but I've been enjoying the sights. Well, until the girls left, of course.
That is a problem. I wouldn't want any potential customers coming here without any girls, and I'll turn around and emphasize and look at Barth.
Barth nervously just looks down and starts washing glasses.
Well, my friend, I can't have you staying here with a dry cock, if you will. And I'm thinking that we need to go and find you some women. What say ye?
How about 5% anything you find?
4%. And you'll have your pick of the women.
He agrees. Barth waves Glennshire over to the bar.
I will sigh laboriously and raise myself up from the chair. What is it, Barth?
Well, I'd like for you to have one of my bottles of liquor for the road, sir, as something to keep you warm on this cold night.
Barth, we've worked together for so long. You know me too well.
Does he take it from where the rest of the bottles are, or does it seem to be from a special spot?
Well, it's, just from where the rest of the bottles are.
So it's not like a super secret bottle that's full of poison.
from the big chest labeled poison. Oh, let me give you this here.
Make the sellsword drink the first.
Yeah.
If it's the strangler, the effect should be rather instantaneous.
Well, I'll take the bottle and a couple glasses from Barth, and I will pour 3 glasses from the bottle. Shall we have ourselves a drink before we hit the road, good sir? I never did get your name.
Are we all getting drunk at this point?
Just forget to leave. Just keep drinking. Oh shit, the adventure.
Yeah, while intoxicated, reduce all test results by -2.
Alright. The old man introduces himself as Dagwood Cliff.
Dagwood Cliff.
At least what's on his belt, what does he seem like equipped with?
He has a small sword. You can see a bow on his back as well with some arrows. He's wearing soft leather armor.
Well, if he dies, we can loot him. Some extra arrows.
Something noteworthy about Barth is he has one arm. He constantly brags about losing it in the war.
How the
losing
fuck
his
does
arm.
he shoot his bow with one arm?
Not Dagwood, Barth.
Oh.
He's got his teeth.
The sellsword we've hired? Like his fucking crow?
Oh yeah, now that you've agreed to pay him, I should mention.
Oh. Well, Barth can be one-armed.
Barth's
so yeah,
one-armed.
Barth, what war? The Grey Drow Rebellion?
Robert's Rebellion.
Oh shit, so he's back in the day.
Dagwood speaks up to you and he says, Now, if these sellswords are anything like me, they wouldn't have come here alone, and they wouldn't have surely sent just one man that Barth claims to have seen. No doubt there's 2 or 3 more somewhere.
Well, Dagwood, I say we should be on our way.
Dagwood nods.
Tom, if you would take point on this one.
Yeah, so Tom kind of gives one last look at Barth and kind of steps
over
out.
the table and
kicks him in the
the shit out of Barth. No, Tom.
Just like stabs him in the chest. I want my prostitute. Yeah, and takes a look around. Knowing the layout of this hamlety thing, I bet Tom hasn't been many other places other than the whorehouse, maybe some poor wench's house or something. But yeah, is there any other kind of building in town that we at least know? Is there a farmstead that would seem like a good hold-up, or...?
There are a few homes nearby. There are a couple farmsteads as well.
Stores?
No, everything is pretty much taken care of through the inn as far as local goods go.
I didn't want to bring the dogs into the whorehouse, but we could use their noses right now.
Dagwood, if you serve us well, there is, of course, more work to be had in the future in the employment of House Highmount.
He makes a note of it. He nods and says, "Well, thank you, sir, but I will think about it." All right, so what's your boy's course of action then?
I think we should perhaps canvass the town and ask some people here if they've seen of anybody.
All right. I just give a nod, and when I do my awareness test, I'm also looking for tracks for the sign of someone making someone else walk without their will. Since it was a few days ago, like most tracks, there'll be more tracks, but there could be a sign of like, say, if someone was being dragged or if someone was being kind of pulled along with resistance.
Yeah, you can do an awareness test then. We'll say difficulty 9.
That's what you get.
Just because I've stood up and just walked out of the bar, all the drinks that we just had kind of rushed to me, and I am not very aware of anything.
Oh, and speaking of the drinks, I've ensured that the bottle is close at hand. So, Tom, do you see any tracks?
I just seem kind of lightheaded.
All right, sorry. Roll a will test, Justin. You've had a few drinks in you, so you find it difficult to resist having that bottle so close by, and we'll say that you're casually sipping it as you go about your business.
So, does he get the -2s?
He'll get a -2, yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right, so Tom can't find any tracks. Your next course of action?
I tell Dagwood, how good's he at tracking? He's sober than the rest of us?
He says, I'm a little bit better than your normal man, but I'd be happy to give it a shot for you.
Just blows you out of the water.
Well, you know, you'd have to... I could roll a 1, 1, and 2 and get higher than...
There's tracks right in front of us. How did you miss that, Tom?
He notices, he points out, well, it appears to be a group of people. Some scuffle over here. It could just be farmers, or could be who we're looking for. It appears to be headed on the road.
Alright, let's fucking head down this road. And I will track the tracks that he found.
Alright. So roll survival test, bonus dice from track apply.
Yeah, the bonus dice is in, but so -1 of those 1, so it's a 15.
Yeah, you notice that the tracks appear to be leading towards the woods.
Ooh.
And you kind of lose them once they enter the brush.
Alright. Since that's less likely to be a farmer or anything, I'll actually take out my bow and have a little arrow notched, and I'll kind of gesture, in here, boys.
I'll nod, aware of the fact that this is potentially dangerous, but I'll keep my hammer strapped to my back.
Taylor, I'll say since you've lost tracks, you could roll another survival test, difficulty 9, to regain the trail.
Right on. 19.
There you go. Alright, so yeah, you do find the trail again. You can tell by looking at it that it's a group of 7 people. 3 of the tracks are clearly from boots, and 3 are from smaller feet. And there's one that's really small. Yeah.
80 feet. And little girl feet. Cool. And then I'll, as we continue as a group, I will be moving a little more stealthily than anybody else. So say if our group is discovered, I might have a second to crouch down and not be seen with the rest. And my stealth check is not very good, 10.
Still a pass.
Yeah, so I'm kind of ahead. I'll be doing hand gestures so people know where to go. But then from my position, I'm kind of being stealthy and hidden.
No, I'm not trying to be stealthy at all. I'm just crashing through that brush.
Burping loudly.
Burping loudly indeed.
Move you guys to a different map here.
Ooh.
So eventually, as you kind of move through the brush following the trail, you can hear the crackling of a fire, and you see a telltale glow coming down through the brush.
Alright, I'll give a hand signal to the group for everybody to be quiet and stay down, and I will try to sneak up a little bit and do awareness to see how many people we're actually dealing with.
So roll a stealth test, Taylor. Sneak applies.
Ugh, horrible. Horrible.
Okay, so as you're approaching the campsite,
Step on a twig.
you step on a twig, and the sentry by the fire, there was 2 others sleeping. He sees you and begins shouting.
Alright, can I just fire an arrow and take him out, because I got one notched?
You're notched. I'll allow you to fire an arrow.
Alright, since I'm standing in one spot, I'll use aim. So, -2 dice, -6, it's 21.
Jesus. So 21, yeah, exceed his combat defense by 12, which is 2 degrees of success. What's your base damage is 4, so times 2 is 8. Okay, so he's down to 1 health.
Take that, you fucking dick. Ah, so close to dropping him.
We'll say you guys got the jump on them, since you were sneaking up.
So now it's agility for turn order?
Yes, quickness applies. Bandits get a 12, And he gets, let's see, 16 minus 3, 13. So, Tom, you're going to be going first, then Dagwood, then the bandits, then Glennshire.
Alright, so I'm going to do a movement down into the trees and a stealth check to try to disappear lower into the tree line. And then without aim, I'm going to shoot another arrow.
Yeah, you didn't hide from them successfully.
Well, I tried. That's fine. At least I'll get partial cover from the tree that I'm next to. Yeah, so my roll is 21 again. Yeah, and that shot's to the guy that's now closest to me.
Okay, well, he too has 9 combat defense. They've all got the same stats. So 21 against 9 is 12, which is 1 health.
Fuck, I'm bringing them down hard, but not dropping anybody.
Alright, Dagwood, who had his bow drawn, is going to fire a shot towards the first guy you shot at. Aiming, of course. 3 plus 2. 20 minus a 2 and a 4 is 14. So he hits, doesn't matter how many degrees of success, because he shoots him in the head and he's dead.
Glad this isn't a video game where he'd get all my XP for that kill steal.
Yeah. So Dagwood's killed the one, and that's his turn. Bandits, none of which are really armed with bows. They're all carrying axes. So this one down here at 1 health, he's gonna run towards Tom and takes a swing at him with an axe.
Damn, if I had my sword out, I'd have better combat defense.
So 13, so that hits you, 1 degree of success. So that's 3 damage to you, Tom.
Alright, Tom winces in pain and is ready to fucking murder this guy.
The other guy, now he's going to charge towards Dagwood. Alright, so he's gonna move twice to get right adjacent to Dagwood. Now it's Glenshire's turn.
Okay, I'm going to try and cut the path a little bit and go through the bushes to get to the women.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And that is all.
Alright, agility time again, and, not first this time.
Bandits 13. 13. Ty, Dagwood has more bonus dice. He goes first, followed by the bandits, followed by Tom, followed by Glennshire. Alright, so Dagwood's going to, for his turn, draw his sword, and then take a swing at the guy directly in front of him. Jesus. So 2 degrees of success, athletics plus 1, so he just cleaves this guy in 2, essentially.
Dagwood.
Who would? Dagwood.
Just as the guy runs towards him, Dagwood draws his sword and meets him halfway. Just one thrust to the guy's chest, and he slumps over.
This guy with like 1 fucking health is gonna kill me with like an arrow through his throat.
It's just like Skyrim. Alright, so yeah, bandits next. The one remaining bandit, seeing that his friends are both dead, just drops to his knees and begins begging for mercy.
Oh, alright, good. So I take out one of my swords and I point it to his throat, and I'm like,
Was it just the 3 of you? Were you fools working alone? Sell out the rest of your friends, sell sword, and I might let you live.
So he falls to his knees, he's begging for forgiveness. He says, it's just us, I swear it.
Then who were the rest of the girls for? What was your plan? Speak true or I'm through with you.
Where's the rebel base?
I want you to tear the ship apart until you've found those plans. Bring me the passengers, I want them alive.
As you're questioning him, an arrow flies from behind you, buries itself in his neck.
oh shit, alright. Did it come from behind him or behind me?
Behind your direction. Glennshire, roll an easy awareness test, difficulty 3. Yeah, okay, so Glennshire, you saw that it was Dagwood that fired the arrow.
I will step out of the bush.
Alright, so that's an end to combat, gentlemen.
I'll kind of eye Dagwood over his questionable decision to shoot the guy while he was being questioned, but I will proceed to the girls, which was my original plan.
Okay.
What does Dagwood do? Does he just stand there looking guilty? Does he go over to the girls too?
Dagwood just sort of wanders over, eyeing corpses, and he packs his bow and just sort of keeps quiet. He looks slightly upset.
Alright, overcome with the annoyance of Dagwood shooting the arrow right past my head and murdering someone that I was questioning, I'm going to shoot him in the spine while he's distracted and his back is facing me.
Alright, so roll an agility test against his passive awareness. Let's see, he's not aware of you taking an attack.
Alright, I take aim and try to bury one in his spine. There could be a smarter way about it, but if he survives, then I'll bother to question him.
Jesus. Drop 7, that's 29.
This is fucking Willard all over again.
Tom sounds way different than Willard. He has a lot less redeeming qualities.
29, he's got combat defensive 9, so that's 20, which is an astonishing success. You deal 4 times damage, so you shoot it at him, it goes essentially right through him. He slumps over dead.
Alright, I'm just going to walk over to him and without remorse loot him for his arrows and any gold he might have. And I'll also keep an eye out for any papers or anything that could shed any more light on who he really was.
He's got 5 gold dragons in his pocket, so he wasn't too poor.
Sorry about my gut reaction and taking him out before you gave me the okay there, Glenn. But you saw him. Must have been some reason why I wanted that man quiet.
Guess we'll never know now.
Yeah, I guess we won't. I'll look back at Tom as I'm walking towards the women. I'll look back at Tom, and I'll just kind of give you a stern look, but not necessarily disapproving. I do trust you. I do trust you, Tom. You are the combat man, and I trust your decision to have put Dagwood down. But we will discuss this later. There's more pressing matter.
All right.
I will uncork the bottle, and I will offer it to the woman in the middle.
Alright, Tom's gonna take his time, packing his pipe, lighting up a smoke, and looting the rest of these bodies.
Yep, so you find 3 women, all of them, based on their complexion, appear to be from across the Narrow Sea, as well as 1 young boy.
I will offer them all a drink in turn, and good evening, ladies. Do you speak the common tongue?
They look at you, completely unaware. They're also, you can tell just by looking, bound, tied up, essentially, to makeshift stakes in the ground.
How many arrows did Dagwood have?
He had a dozen.
Alright, I take those, and I'm flush.
All right, I will untie them one at a time, and as I untie them, I will give them the bottle of whiskey. How are they responding to that?
They're clearly frightened, but too frightened of you to try to run or anything. They're clearly shaky. They eye the bottle nervously.
I will take a swig of my own.
They don't take it.
So I'm looting and disposing of the rest of these bandits. Is there any gold on the rest of these bandits?
The bandits are carrying 3 gold dragons and 240 stags.
Alright, cool, I take that. And I kind of drag Dagwood's body over to the women, and even though it would be terribly frightening, I kind of slump up his dead face so they can see it, and I'm like,
Speak up, little birds. Do you know this man?
Yeah, they're terribly frightened. They kind of recoil at the sight of the body. They show no understanding of your words. They just show no recognition or any visible hint.
Well, Tom, it doesn't appear that we'll be able to communicate with these ladies, but Tom, these are former slaves. Well, I suppose they still are slaves, as you're piling bodies on the pyre.
yeah, after Tom has looted their 3 axes and money, he's burning the evidence.
Well, Tom, I say we get these ladies back to the brothel. So I'll try and herd them to come with us.
To hurt them.
Okay, I'm gonna extend my hand to the whores. Well, soon to be whores.
Alright, so by adopting a gentle demeanor and being calm, you manage to be able to convince these people that you are no danger to them.
Excellent. I will lead the way, Tom. Perhaps you should take the rear behind them in case any of them decide to bolt.
Tom nods. He seems more than happy to take the rear behind the rears of all the girls. At least a -2 to my passive awareness.
I'll take another swig of my bottle.
Alright, and then you guys are just back to the inn?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
Suspiciously not returning with Dagwood.
That's all right.
Whose body is burned, so even if his story was true and he had friends from Riverrun or whatever, they should have no idea.
I will stroll in and motion for the whores to line up against the wall.
Alright, you notice walking in that Barth appears to be relieved to see the whores all safe and sound, but he does seem disconcerted by the fact Dagwood did not come back with you.
Barth, I have taken care of this situation and brought you new employees.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And I shall gift them to you as a gift from House Highmount, that you may take possession of them. Well, not as slaves, but as regular paid whores, though we both know that they are paid very little. And I do this on goodwill, that if there is another problem with the brothel, that you send word immediately to the house.
Of course, sir, of course. And you shall have your dues post-haste.
And with that, I'm increasing the tariff on this establishment by 10% until such a time that you're able to find your own employees.
They shan't leave me again, sir. We shan't have any more problems. I'm so sorry again.
Hey, Glenn, maybe we should try these girls out for him. You know, make sure they're suitable.
Well, Tom, I believe this task would be best suited to you. I should certainly get this boy back to the house and have him trained immediately. The goings-ons of the house come first, and he would be a fine addition to the kitchens.
You don't need me for a safe escort back to the castle?
No, you should stay here, I believe. Try the whores out, and ensure that they're aware of their new life.
No, Tom, I insist. Try the horse out. All right.
No need to clean the girls up first, Barth. I'll take 'em in back and give 'em a good wash myself.
Barth, see to it that the women are well fed and paid their wage. They do not speak the common tongue, so it is up to you to find some suitable means of communication. Make them fully aware of what their new life entails.
I can just rolling Shouldn't you be rolling endurance?
All right.
I will be checking back up on this establishment quite soon to see that you have been making money and also that the women have been properly treated. I will gesture for another bottle.
Sir, a bottle of my finest Dornish red.
Most excellent, Barth. You know me too well.
Of course, sir. It's one way to mount.
When Tom exits, I will take the bottle and escort the young boy out of the brothel.
Hopefully you don't run into any bandits on the way back while I'm properly distracted.
You arrive back to the castle safely with no interruptions. Tom continues doing what he's doing.
Do I get what I asked for? The help?
Yeah. Roll a status test.
I rolled an 8. Alright, so, Tom, later in the day, I will be approaching you with House Highmount guards.
What's the deal with all the steel, Glenn? We about to have a party?
Tom Stone, we must have a word. And I will approach and I will gesture to the 2 guards at the front to take a flanking position immediately close to you. Tom, we have a problem. Do you know what it is?
More partial to drinking games than guessing games myself, Glenn.
Do you know who makes the decisions when we are out in town?
Custom that you do, my old friend.
Yes, of course I do. The house recognizes that I am somebody who is able to take care of these situations in the best way possible for House Highmount. This is a matter of the house, not between you and I. I'll gesture to the guards here.
Suppose I should try to not take it too personally then.
Certainly not. I do trust your decision-making out on the field. In fact, I will give you a total preference for such a thing. And so your choice to kill Dagwood, while I do believe it was perhaps the correct decision, I feel that for you to have done it so quickly could seriously have jeopardized our mission.
Suppose it would have been better to take a shot at his knee, but, in the field, gotta act on your feet.
Acting on your feet will get you killed and smear the reputation of this house, and that is not something that I will allow to happen. Before you do something such as killing the service of House Highmount, I do demand that you ask me first. I do believe that killing the man outright was, in fact, the worst decision you could have made. He definitely should have been questioned. You were correct in suspecting him, as I had my own suspicions, but he must have been questioned before he's dead. A dead man cannot speak.
Alright, fair enough. I guess I'll keep that in mind next time you bring me on one of your errands.
And for that matter, the money that we garnered out in the field in the service of House Highmount is for House Highmount, and I do demand that you turn it over to the house coffers.
All right, Tom glares and his dog Howler growls, and he reluctantly hands over all the loot except for the axes and what he took from Dagwood.
Okay, that's fine, because I wouldn't know about the 5 gold dragons that you got from Dagwood. All right, I will take it and put it into a pouch. Do you have any questions about this arrangement?
Don't appreciate the newfound lightness of my purse. Guess I'll just consider my time with those girls my payment. You know, lending you a hand is outside my job description.
Certainly, and I see to it that you are taken care of well.
Yes, you've taken care of me so far.
So far indeed. So let's see to it that we have no more problems in the future.
Yeah, Tom doesn't even really so much as nod. He just kind of eyes up the guards that have him surrounded.
I will motion to the guards to come back, and we will exit the kennel.
Howler growls deeply at Glenn and the guards as they walk away.
Easy there, girl. More fat than meat on those bones. He keeps his whistle so wet that you're liable to get a bit tipsy if you have a taste. And the rest of him aren't even worth it.
And thus concludes the story of how Tom and Glennshire saved the horse.